Hi everyone, welcome back to Power of Learning. Today, we will be interpreting the book Dopamine Detox, written by Tibor Muris. This book explores the science of motivation and dopamine, a neurotransmitter that plays a critical role in our ability to feel pleasure, reward, and motivation. Muris provides practical tools and techniques for readers to detox from activities that overstimulate the brain's dopamine system, cultivate mindfulness, build willpower, and develop positive habits. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Introduction to Dopamine Detox, Understanding the Science of Motivation. In this chapter, Muris provides an overview of the concept of dopamine detox, the science behind motivation and dopamine, and the negative effects of excessive dopamine stimulation on motivation and productivity. The chapter begins by defining dopamine detox and its purpose. Dopamine detox is a technique that involves abstaining from activities that stimulate the release of dopamine in the brain, such as social media, gaming, and other forms of digital content. The purpose of dopamine detox is to reset the brain's dopamine levels and restore balance to the reward system. Muris explains that dopamine detox can be a powerful tool for increasing motivation, focus, and productivity. The next section of the chapter focuses on the science of motivation. Muris explains that dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in motivation and reward-seeking behavior. When we achieve a goal or receive a reward, our brain releases dopamine, which creates a feeling of pleasure and reinforces the behavior. This is why dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. However, excessive dopamine stimulation can have negative effects on motivation and productivity. When the brain is constantly flooded with dopamine, it can become desensitized to the effects, and the same amount of dopamine no longer produces the same level of pleasure. This can lead to a decrease in motivation and a need for greater stimulation to achieve the same level of reward. Muris then discusses how digital media affects the brain and dopamine levels. He explains that social media, gaming, and other forms of digital content can be particularly addictive because they provide immediate and frequent rewards. The constant exposure to dopamine-stimulating activities can lead to addiction, compulsive behavior, and decreased motivation and productivity. The chapter then delves into the benefits of dopamine detox. Muris explains that dopamine detox can help break addictive behaviors and increase self-discipline. It can also improve mental health and well-being by reducing stress and anxiety levels. Dopamine detox can also increase focus and productivity by allowing the brain to reset and restore balance to the reward system. The final section of the chapter focuses on how to get started with dopamine detox. Muris provides an overview of the steps involved in dopamine detox, such as setting goals, identifying triggers, and building new habits. He also offers tips for maintaining the benefits of dopamine detox, such as practicing mindfulness and staying accountable. Chapter 2. The Dopamine Detox Method, a step-by-step guide. In this chapter, Muris provides a detailed roadmap for implementing dopamine detox in daily life, including identifying triggers, setting goals, and building new habits. The chapter begins by outlining the 3 phases of dopamine detox: preparation, detox, and integration. Muris explains that the preparation phase is about setting goals and identifying triggers. The detox phase involves abstaining from dopamine-stimulating activities, while the integration phase is about building new habits and maintaining the benefits of dopamine detox. The next section of the chapter focuses on the preparation phase. Muris recommends setting SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, for dopamine detox. He also suggests identifying triggers, or the activities and situations that lead to excessive dopamine stimulation. By understanding triggers, individuals can better prepare themselves for the detox phase. The detox phase is the most challenging part of dopamine detox, as it involves abstaining from activities that stimulate dopamine release in the brain. Meuris recommends starting with a short detox period, such as 24 hours, and gradually increasing the length of time as the brain adjusts to lower dopamine levels. He also suggests finding alternative activities that provide healthy dopamine stimulation, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. The final section of the chapter focuses on the integration phase, which involves building new habits and maintaining the benefits of dopamine detox. Meuris recommends starting small and gradually incorporating new habits into daily routines. He also suggests practicing mindfulness and being aware of triggers that could lead to relapse. Throughout the chapter, Meuris provides practical tips and exercises to help readers implement the dopamine detox method. For example, he suggests keeping a journal to track progress and identify triggers. He also recommends using visualization techniques to reinforce goals and motivate behavior change. Chapter 3: Detoxing Your Digital Life, How to Unplug and Reconnect with the Real World. In this chapter, Meuris addresses the negative impact of digital devices and technology on dopamine levels and offers practical strategies for detoxing from digital distractions. The chapter begins with an explanation of how digital devices, social media, and other online activities stimulate dopamine release in the brain. Meuris highlights the addictive nature of these technologies and the negative impact they can have on motivation, focus, and overall well-being. Meuris then provides a step-by-step guide to detoxing from digital distractions. He recommends starting with a digital declutter, which involves reducing the number of apps and notifications on devices, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, and clearing out digital clutter. He also suggests setting boundaries for digital use, such as scheduling designated times for checking emails or social media. Meuris emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in detoxing from digital distractions. He suggests practicing mindfulness techniques such as meditation, breathing exercises, and mindful eating to reduce stress and improve focus. He also recommends finding alternative activities to replace digital distractions, such as reading, exercising, or spending time in nature. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the benefits of digital detoxing. Meuris explains that reducing digital distractions can lead to improved mental health, increased productivity, and better relationships with others. He also highlights the importance of finding a balance between digital and real-world experiences, rather than completely eliminating technology from daily life. Chapter 4: The Power of Mindfulness, Techniques for Increasing Awareness and Focus. This chapter is dedicated to exploring the benefits of mindfulness and providing readers with practical techniques for incorporating mindfulness into their daily lives. Meuris begins the chapter by defining mindfulness and explaining its effects on dopamine levels in the brain. He notes that mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment, without judgment, and this practice can reduce stress and increase focus. The author explains that mindfulness is a skill that can be developed with practice and provides a step-by-step guide for beginners. The chapter then delves into various mindfulness techniques, such as meditation, breathing exercises, and body scans. Meuris provides detailed instructions for each technique, including the correct posture and duration, and highlights the importance of finding a technique that works best for each individual's needs and preferences. In addition to formal mindfulness practices, Meuris also suggests incorporating mindfulness into daily activities such as eating, walking, and cleaning. By focusing on the present moment and the task at hand, individuals can reduce distractions and improve their ability to concentrate. Meuris also explains how mindfulness can help individuals deal with negative thoughts and emotions. By paying attention to these thoughts and emotions, without judgment, individuals can develop a better understanding of them and reduce their impact on their lives. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the benefits of mindfulness, including improved mental health, reduced stress, and increased focus. Meuris emphasizes that mindfulness is a powerful tool for increasing self-awareness and improving overall well-being. He notes that incorporating mindfulness into one's daily life can take time and effort, but the benefits are well worth it. Chapter 5: Overcoming Cravings and Addiction, Building a Stronger Willpower. This chapter is dedicated to exploring the science behind cravings and addiction, and providing readers with practical techniques for building a stronger willpower to overcome them. Meuris begins the chapter by explaining the role of dopamine in addiction and cravings. He notes that the brain releases dopamine in response to pleasurable experiences and that this can lead to addiction when the brain associates the pleasurable experience with the release of dopamine. Meuris explains that understanding the science behind cravings and addiction is the first step towards overcoming them. The chapter then delves into various techniques for building willpower, such as setting goals, creating positive habits, and practicing self-discipline. Meuris provides detailed instructions for each technique, including tips for staying motivated and overcoming obstacles. In addition to willpower-building techniques, Meuris also suggests creating a supportive environment for overcoming cravings and addiction. This can involve surrounding oneself with positive influences and avoiding triggers that may lead to cravings. Meuris also highlights the importance of self-compassion in overcoming addiction. He notes that addiction is a difficult and often painful experience, and that individuals must be kind to themselves as they work towards overcoming it. Meuris suggests practicing self-compassion through mindfulness techniques and positive self-talk. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the benefits of building a stronger willpower and overcoming cravings and addiction. Meuris emphasizes that developing a stronger willpower can improve overall well-being and increase the ability to achieve goals. He notes that overcoming addiction and cravings is a difficult process, but it is possible with the right mindset and techniques. Chapter 6: Boosting Your Mood and Productivity, Techniques for Increasing Dopamine Naturally. This chapter focuses on providing readers with practical techniques for increasing dopamine naturally in order to boost mood and productivity. Meuris begins the chapter by explaining the importance of dopamine in regulating mood and motivation. He notes that dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, and that it plays a crucial role in regulating motivation and reward-seeking behavior. Meuris then goes on to explore various techniques for increasing dopamine naturally. One technique that Meuris suggests for increasing dopamine is exercise. He notes that exercise has been shown to increase dopamine levels in the brain, and that even small amounts of exercise can have a significant impact on mood and motivation. Meuris provides tips for incorporating exercise into one's daily routine, including suggestions for different types of exercise that can be tailored to individual preferences. Another technique for increasing dopamine that Meuris explores is through nutrition. He notes that certain foods, such as those rich in tyrosine and phenylalanine, can help to increase dopamine levels in the brain. Meuris provides a list of foods that are high in these nutrients and suggests ways to incorporate them into one's diet. Meuris also explores the role of mindfulness in increasing dopamine naturally. He notes that practicing mindfulness techniques, such as meditation and deep breathing, can help to reduce stress and increase feelings of calmness and well-being. Meuris provides detailed instructions for practicing mindfulness techniques, as well as tips for incorporating mindfulness into one's daily routine. The chapter also delves into the importance of sleep and relaxation in increasing dopamine naturally. Meuris notes that getting enough sleep and taking time to relax and unwind can help to reduce stress and increase feelings of well-being. He provides tips for improving sleep quality and incorporating relaxation techniques into one's daily routine. Chapter 7: Understanding Dopamine Triggers, How to recognize and avoid them. The chapter begins by explaining the importance of dopamine in our brain and how dopamine triggers can lead to pleasure and reward. Muris highlights that dopamine triggers can be beneficial when working towards a goal, but can be problematic when they lead to addictive or compulsive behaviors. He notes that dopamine triggers are cues in our environment that signal the brain to release dopamine, leading to feelings of pleasure and reward. These triggers can be anything from social media notifications to the sight and smell of food. The author provides specific examples of different types of dopamine triggers. For example, food is a common trigger for dopamine release. This is because humans are wired to seek out high-calorie foods, which were once scarce in the environment but now are readily available. Similarly, social media and other forms of digital stimulation can also be powerful dopamine triggers. The constant stream of notifications, likes, and messages creates an environment of constant stimulation, which can be addictive for some individuals. Muris suggests that one of the key strategies for avoiding dopamine triggers is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to our thoughts and behaviors in the present moment, without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of the triggers that lead to dopamine release, and begin to identify patterns and behaviors that we want to change. Muris provides specific examples of how to practice mindfulness, such as keeping a journal, practicing deep breathing, and using mindfulness meditation techniques. Another strategy for avoiding dopamine triggers is to change our environment. Environmental cues can be powerful triggers for dopamine release, and making changes to our surroundings can help reduce exposure to problematic triggers. For example, Muris recommends deleting social media apps or turning off notifications to reduce exposure to digital triggers. Similarly, he suggests keeping high-calorie foods out of sight or finding alternative ways to cope with stress and anxiety. Muris also explores the concept of willpower and how it relates to avoiding dopamine triggers. Willpower can be thought of as a muscle that can be strengthened over time through consistent practice. Muris provides specific tips for building willpower, such as setting achievable goals, tracking progress, and creating a supportive environment. One important aspect of willpower that Muris emphasizes is the concept of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification involves resisting the temptation for immediate reward in order to achieve a long-term goal. This can be difficult in a world that prioritizes instant gratification, but Muris argues that it is essential for building willpower and avoiding addictive behaviors. Muris also provides readers with specific techniques for avoiding dopamine triggers. For example, he suggests creating a list of activities that are enjoyable but do not involve dopamine triggers. This can include activities such as reading, exercise, or spending time in nature. By focusing on these activities, individuals can create new habits that provide pleasure and reward without relying on problematic dopamine triggers. Chapter 8: Creating Healthy Habits, Strategies for Sustainable Behavior Change. The author argues that habits are the foundation of long-term change and that they provide the necessary structure for us to achieve our goals. In this chapter, he provides practical advice on how to create healthy habits and integrate them into our daily lives. The author begins by defining what a habit is and how it is formed. He explains that habits are behaviors that we perform repeatedly, often unconsciously, and that they are formed through a process of repetition and reinforcement. He also highlights the fact that habits are often linked to rewards, as our brains associate the behavior with a positive outcome. Muris then goes on to discuss the importance of setting goals and how they are linked to habit formation. He argues that we need to have a clear vision of what we want to achieve and why we want to achieve it in order to create sustainable habits. He advises readers to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART, goals that are aligned with their values and priorities. The author then provides a step-by-step guide on how to create healthy habits. He recommends starting small, choosing 1 or 2 habits to focus on at a time, and gradually building up over time. He also advises readers to break down their habits into smaller actions, making them more manageable and less overwhelming. Meuris also highlights the importance of tracking progress and celebrating small wins, as this helps to reinforce the habit and keep motivation high. Meuris also offers practical advice on how to integrate habits into our daily lives. He suggests linking the new habit to an existing routine or trigger, such as brushing our teeth or having breakfast, as this helps to make the new habit more automatic. He also recommends finding an accountability partner or joining a support group to provide motivation and accountability. Finally, the author addresses the issue of overcoming resistance and setbacks. He acknowledges that creating new habits can be difficult and that setbacks are a normal part of the process. He advises readers to be patient, persistent, and compassionate with themselves, and to focus on the long-term benefits of the habit rather than short-term gratification. Chapter 9: Mastering Your Mindset, Techniques for Developing a Positive Attitude. In this chapter, the author emphasizes the importance of having a positive attitude and mindset in order to achieve success and happiness in life. He provides practical techniques and strategies that readers can use to develop a positive mindset and overcome negative thoughts and emotions. The chapter begins by explaining what a positive mindset is and why it is essential for personal growth and success. The author notes that a positive mindset can help individuals to overcome challenges, develop resilience, and achieve their goals. He also highlights the fact that a negative mindset can lead to self-doubt, procrastination, and a lack of motivation. The author then discusses some common obstacles that can prevent individuals from developing a positive mindset, such as limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, and a lack of self-awareness. He provides readers with practical exercises and techniques for overcoming these obstacles and developing a more positive mindset. One of the key techniques the author recommends for developing a positive mindset is practicing gratitude. He explains that gratitude can help individuals to focus on the positive aspects of their lives and appreciate what they have, rather than dwelling on what they lack. The author suggests that readers make a daily habit of writing down things they are grateful for and reflecting on them regularly. Another technique the author recommends for developing a positive mindset is positive affirmations. He explains that positive affirmations can help individuals to overcome negative self-talk and develop a more positive self-image. The author provides readers with examples of positive affirmations and encourages them to create their own affirmations that are meaningful to them. The author also discusses the importance of self-compassion in developing a positive mindset. He explains that self-compassion involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding, rather than harsh self-criticism. The author provides readers with practical exercises for developing self-compassion, such as writing a letter of self-compassion and practicing self-soothing techniques. Finally, the author emphasizes the importance of taking action to develop a positive mindset. He notes that reading about positive thinking and mindset is not enough. Individuals must take action and implement the techniques and strategies discussed in the book. The author provides readers with practical steps for integrating these techniques into their daily lives and creating lasting change. Chapter 10: Maintaining a Balanced Life in the Age of Technology. The author emphasizes that while technology has undoubtedly made life easier and more convenient, it has also resulted in a constant barrage of distractions that can make it difficult to stay focused and motivated. Meuris suggests that the key to maintaining balance in the age of technology is to develop a strong sense of self-awareness and to be intentional about how we use technology. He suggests taking regular breaks from technology, such as practicing a digital detox or incorporating mindfulness practices into our daily routines. The author also highlights the importance of setting clear boundaries and priorities, both in our personal and professional lives. By setting clear goals and boundaries, we can better manage our time and energy, allowing us to focus on the things that truly matter to us. Meuris encourages readers to prioritize self-care, which can include activities such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. By taking care of our physical and mental health, we are better able to handle the stresses and challenges that come with modern life. Finally, the author stresses the importance of maintaining a growth mindset and being open to learning and trying new things. He encourages readers to embrace challenges and failures as opportunities for growth, rather than as setbacks. Conclusion. In conclusion, Dopamine Detox by Tibor Meuris offers valuable insights and practical guidance for individuals looking to take control of their lives, increase productivity, and foster a greater sense of well-being. By following the step-by-step guide, readers can learn how to identify and avoid dopamine triggers, develop healthy habits, and cultivate a positive mindset. Meuris emphasizes the importance of maintaining a balanced life in the digital age and encourages readers to prioritize self-care and leisure activities. Overall, Dopamine Detox is a must-read for anyone looking to improve their mental and emotional well-being in the fast-paced world of technology.